All right, everyone. How we doing? Welcome in to, what are we going to call this? We will call this Z1R Beginner Combat Tutorial version 2.0, aka tips and tricks. So we're going to go through some less, normal stuff. Some stuff you might not encounter every seed. Some stuff that may be a little bit more advanced. It's nothing crazy. Just some extra tricks. Some extra things you can do in certain scenarios. I'm sure I'm going to miss all kinds of things that could be added to this video, but kind of just made a list in my head of scenarios and things that can happen in any given seed, and maybe try to just give a little bit of guidance of what you could do. And there is a Patra video in here too. It was by request. Patra was not one of our enemies in Volume 1, which was essentially just every single enemy, or almost every single enemy, and how to fight those enemies specifically. So Patra will be in here too. It'll be towards the end. But stay tuned, and there will be a Patra video. Other than that, you'll see what I mean. Stick around and maybe you'll learn something. Alright, let's talk about some door strats. Some door strats for blue Wizrobes. Can be for other enemies too. But the blue Wizrobes are the big one. Now, like, they can phase into the door, so you're not safe. But we've talked about in an earlier video about where to stand on these guys. But if you're gonna do door strats here, see how I'm getting popped there in the top? You have to be way up in there, and even if you're way up in the top here, you can still actually get hit. But if you're way up in here like this, you're usually pretty safe in the top door. But the top door is the most dangerous. So if you have a left door or a right door, that's where you want to be, because they can't come in as deep. So let's get over here and say this door. So you want to kind of be, so you kind of can't see Link over here, and you're pretty safe here. As you can see, they can come in here, but you're all right. But I mean, it's simple as that. You stay in the door and you pop out, and you throw some bombs down and get them as you can. Now, with the side doors, you can't really sword from this door. This is the bomb door. If we start using some sword strats, we're going to do that from the bottom. And I'll show you why here in a second. But the side door works great. And remember from my earlier videos, we talked about bomb placements. We will talk about that really quick again. You want your bombs to be on full tiles. When they're on full tiles, they're going to cover double the radius, rather than putting them on half tiles or even the plus signs in between. But here we are in a door. So how are we going to deal with these guys, right? We got 8 Wizrobes in the room. What do? We're going to door strat. Obviously, you're not going to have 255 bombs normally. But what you do want to do is, if you're coming into a room like this, and you know you're coming into a room like this, maybe build a count, come in with an 8 or 9 count, so you can force some more bombs, if you don't get hit. But from this door, you just kind of hang in here, look for openings, and get as many as you can, right? So, like, see how it got me because I was out a little too far there. See, like, man, that's a good one. Got a decent amount. You want to try to get right on that middle tile there. Let's get as many as you can. You're going to keep coming. Boom, I'm getting mad damage there. Just keep hanging in the door. Show some patience. Make sure you get on that full tile. And that's pretty much it. Now that you see that, right? Just stay back in the door. Don't hang out in this area, because they will come in and get you. Get Link back in here so you can't really see him. You gotta tap if you need. And they can't reach you in there. Now, pretty self-explanatory. Just try to bomb on that full tile there. 2 tiles out of the door. That's when you're going to get the most people. And you can't really bomb on the first one because you can't bomb while you're in the door. So again, you want to come out to that right there. And then you're going to get that big 9 tile radius when you do that. Now, if you need to use some sword strats too, I think the bottom door is the best because you have these half tiles, right? Wizrobes are best on half tiles, so you can come in and get hits on them coming down at you. So you don't really want to come out and come to the left unless they're in that second row like that. Then you can come out and get some hits. But if you hang in here and you just wait for them to come down on this tile on you, like right there, bam, get some hits. I hang in here, bam, get some hits there. Wait for them to come out. You can kind of get them here too and do one of those guys, but just play it safe. See that? They're on that middle tile there, just keep getting them. If they come over you on this tile here, then you can pop out of the door and stay on this tile and get them. Because remember, if you're one tile, half tile below them, they can't hurt you. Let me go ahead and save state this. So, yeah. Bam, you want to get them like that when they're coming down. Or if you see him coming across, like there's not good, but if he's in the one above it, like if he's coming across this tile here, you can come out and get him like left to right here. But mainly you just want to wait until he comes down in the middle. Just bam, he's in the middle. And a little bit of patience, and you're good. That's pretty much it. As far as door strats for Wizrobes, remember the top door. If you only have a top door, it is what it is. You can use the top door, but they will come in here and they can hurt you. So you want to try to hang in the bottom or the side doors. Like I said, side door is best for bombing. Just hit that tile right there. If you can make it all the way out to that tile, that's good too. The safe one is just coming down on this tile, press the bomb, get back out of there. And you type, if you hit right there on that middle one, then that right there, let me pause it. If you bomb right there, you're going to get way less damage or way less bomb radius. That's why you want to try to get out to this full tile out here. Right there. Or even another one out. And just keep ducking and weaving. And like I said, in this door, you can use more sword work. You can do the bombs here too. You're going to get a little less bomb radius because you're going to be on these half tiles. But this is good for sorting. Say you're out of bombs, you can kind of slow. You saw what I did. Just kind of be slow and let them come down to you on this tile here. Or if they're coming across here on these tiles, you can pop up on this half tile and get them without them hitting you. And yep, that is door strats for blue Wizrobes. One more thing I did want to talk about with the Wizrobes or with any enemies, basically, if you kill some of the enemies, so say you have 8 of them, and then you kill a good amount of them, but then you're low on health. If you leave the room and come back, you're gonna save that room. So if you happen to die, the ones that you had dead are gonna stay dead. So it's just worth noting. Like, say you got most of them down, right? But oh my gosh, I only have 2. That right there. I only had 2 hearts left, or one more hit kills me. Go ahead. There's times where you can go ahead and leave the room and come back, and that'll save it so you only have 3 left. If you die before you leave the room, then all 8 will come back. So just a little tidbit there. If you feel like your health is in danger mode where one more hit's gonna kill you, just leave the room. Alright, and we're going to talk really quick about right side door strats. So if you have they call a left mola, because if you get a left mola, you're in deep crap, because there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I accidentally did a red one, that's fine. I mean, red ones are pretty easy to kill in general. you're just as fast as them, and you can move around and kill them. Stand back, beam, whatever. I actually wanted to load a blue one in, but yeah, these guys just stay back, be safe, kill them, no big deal. Let's load a blue one in real quick. So here's a door strat trick. This works with other things aside from Lanmolas. Lanmolas, it just works. It's something that you really helpful, especially if you're coming inside a left door. But basically, in the right door, there's a safe spot to where you can hit things. You can hurt the enemies, most enemies, and they can't hurt you. A Lanmola is one of them. It cannot hurt you in a certain spot. So you gotta find that spot. Basically, the first frame or the first pixel, you can use your sword. So you see my input reader. I can't use my sword here. Do a little bit of a tap. I still can't use my sword here. Do a little bit more tap. I can use my sword here. So let's get these guys over here to hit me, and they can't hurt me. So they can. A fireball can hurt you. So if you have Beamos in the room, they can damage you, but these guys cannot. So let's get them close. See, look at that. See? He's all on me, and it doesn't hurt me, but you can hurt them. So you can stand here, safe in this door, and just hit him. He's gonna find that spot. You can kind of look at where I'm at right now. And see kind of the visual. You're basically just like half inside, half in and out, half out of that door. So like I usually I just can do it. If I pop out because I'm used to it, But you're gonna have to play with it, by you can't use your sword. Keep doing almost like a screen scroll tap until you can use your sword. Still can't use it. One more and I should be good. Oop, nope, two more. One more tap and there I am. That's a very good strat to know, especially for blue Lanmolas. Like I said, it works for other enemies too, but the biggest strat you're going to use it on is for this Lanmola here. So I'm in that safe zone right now. But even if they come over here, like say I don't have beams, wait till he gets over here and just wreck them. It can be time consuming sometimes, depending on if they want to cooperate or not. But it's something that you gotta know as a rando player, because it could save you rooms. So that only works in the right door. But yeah, just find the right pixel. There's one pixel that you're safe on, and the Lanmola can't hurt you. Find that pixel, hang in that door, use your beams, use your wand, use your sword when it comes to you, whatever it is, but definitely know that strat. Alright, now one more thing with the Lanmolas. If you don't have a right door to go in, get on a block. Get on a block, and I'm going to kind of show you how to navigate a block too once you're on it, so you can stay on it, because if you press too hard one way or another, the grid will pull you off of it. So basically when you get on that block, you want to very light taps in different directions. You could just play it safe and wait one way until it gets to you, but basically just be careful with your taps, because if you press right too far or actually up, you're safe. You can hold up, whatever, but left and right, see, like, boom. I pressed left too hard there and I fell off the block, and now we can be hit again. So just be careful when you're pressing left. See, there I'm off again. When you're pressing left and right to, like, turn. But basically, you got a block clip. Just get to a block as fast as you can. See, we're going to go up. Let's go right to this one. Bam, we're on it. And then you can turn. Just make sure when you turn, you're tapping instead of like pressing. See, I almost fell off there. Just kind of hang on this block and let them come to you. It's another very valid strat for these guys. You can press up all day and you're fine. So you can hold in up and walk and swing up. It's just when you do the left and rights, be careful. See, I went right too far. Now I'm off the block and I can be hurt again. Alright, now real quick, while we're talking about like clipping on blocks and different things you can do with block clipping, we were talking about getting on a block to kill enemies, but I wouldn't just go through this turnstile room real fast. So There's talking about going from left to right where you can clip up, and going from right to left you can't turn straight up, and this is what I was talking about. So basically, if we're coming from this right side here on one of these rooms, say you need to clip past it, I mean obviously you can push the block and go either way, right? That's just normal stuff. Oh man, I forgot this did this, so it's alright. Show a little Wizrobe combat real quick, no big deal. So we'll show the up and down one first. Up and down is just like a reverse block clip. So you're gonna get Link's shield is gonna be right there in that corner. So you see the top of this block. My visual is to have Link's shield in the top left of that box. So the box above the block, you have a couple pixels to work with, so you can have the shield right in the top corner or a little bit above. So right, that might be, that was perfect right there. So did you see that spot where it was? Boom, and you can clip through it. We'll show that spot again here. First I'm going to do this guy. Okay, so yeah, so I was like right there, and this one also works. So this is the other pixel. This pixel and the one below it. So how you see how his shield is like slightly above the top left of the corner there. Just do a simple A plus right or left, just like any other block clip, and you can walk down through. And now again, if you go one pixel, let's try to get one. So that's the first one, which is slightly above the corner of the box, and the second is right there. Now you see how his shield is slightly below that corner there, and just simply boom. You can see my input reader, an A plus perpendicular direction. Now here's where it gets weird left or right. So if you're coming from the right, you can just do a normal block clip here to get by this, okay? So you can just do a little tap up here like that. And remember on block clips you have 2 pixels, so this pixel is totally fine. You could be on this pixel or one up right there. Either one of those works to get you by. People don't realize that sometimes, and they're on this pixel right here. And they're thinking it's not going to work, so they're trying to tap up. But this pixel works just the same. But anyways, if you're coming left to right, you can just do it normal like that. So you come up here, go all the way to the block, turn up, tap up, A and then right, or A and then left. Whatever you want to do, just a normal block clip, and that's how you get through. Now, where it gets weird is coming from left to right. Now, left to right, that does not work. You can come up here, you can tap perfectly, you can be in the right spot, and look, you're not going to run through that block no matter how many times you try. Just won't happen. Even if I get on the perfect pixel there, right there, bufferless, you just can't do it. Just the way the grid works in Zelda 1. So, if you're coming from the left and you need to do it, it's not hard. It's pretty simple. You just have to do a reverse block clip. So instead of coming down up here and doing your thing, because it won't let you, just walk all the way up to the top. So Link is as far up as he can go. Walk all the way as far as you can to the right, and then you're going to face down. Just do a little tap like that. Or if you can do it, if your fingers work, just tap it with your left thumb, or whatever you need to do. But just turn down like that. You see that? And then boom, you do the clip, and you go right through it. So those are 2 ways to do it. And obviously, if you're trying to go left or right, you do that clip and then push up and go to the right. So you're technically skipping these things. So one more time. Then obviously just going up. And you just want to go straight up. You just do the regular clip, come up, clip, turn, push it out of the way, go up. So really, you should never be stuck in a turnstile room. You can go whatever way you want. Now, obviously, I have open doors here on both sides here, so the clips aren't necessary. You could just walk out of the door and walk back in and push it. But say we come into this room here and there is no door on the left or right, so you're stuck. So to not be stuck, do the clip, push the block out of the way, and you're good. And at the same time, if you're coming from left to right. Left to right's the tricky one because you have to do the reverse clip. Say you want to go to the right, but you don't have doors up or down, so like you're stuck. The only way to break logic there is to do that clip. And again, just go all the way up, all the way over, turn down, do a clip, so that's just A and then a perpendicular direction. Boom, walk down, come down, push the block up and through. Pretty much it. And that, I just wanted to highlight that because this works in other rooms too. If you try to walk up onto a block from the right, so you're walking to the right and then you're trying to clip on a block and it doesn't work, that's why. This is just a good room to show it in. You have to be coming from the right in order to come straight up. Now, if you're not in a room like this and you have more room, you can just obviously come in from the left, walk down a block and then come up and then it'll work. But if you're coming straight from the block below, no matter what you do, it will not let you clip into that block. Just a little tidbit there for turnstiles and block clips in general. Alright, and while we're talking about right door strats, another one we're showing is a Gleeok. If you're, 3 hearts, or you have to have beams for it. But Gleeoks can be problems for some people. If you have... especially if it's a 4-headed one, and it could be like a weird room with like weird blocks or water or something. You can use this right side door strat just like you do with the Lanmola. Now, the fireballs can hit you on rare occasions. I forget exactly if it's from the head or something, but normally you're safe. So find that spot again. We want to get right in that spot where, yeah, we can use our sword. Right there. So I mean, we can hang in this room and take this guy down with our beams. Easy peasy. Takes a little extra time, but it's safe. Just wait till you can get the heads. See, there it is. Yeah, the head can get you. So if you see the head coming at you, you got to get out. So let's give me my health back to finish that guy off. I mean, you pretty much get the gist there. But I will go ahead and give me my health back. Just kind of move if you need. If that head's coming at you, I knew there was a way you get hit. I had to remember why. So usually you're okay with the beam. It's just the head. So I want to make sure I'm in the correct spot here. Since I'm showing, okay, back in the correct spot. We'll take this guy down. Just keep hitting his heads down. Now, the only time you have to get out of the way here is if the head comes at you. Because the head can get in there at you. So the head didn't bother me that time. But if the head does come at you, just pop back in for a minute. Wait a sec for it to get away and then get back to that spot. But I mean, that could save you, a Gleeok if you're having trouble. Especially if it's a 4-header. Yeah, that's just a door strat that works pretty well on that enemy. Alright, now we'll just really quick talk about, it's pretty self-explanatory, but water. I mean, when you have Darknuts and stuff, I kind of want to change my sword so I don't kill these guys so easy. I guess it doesn't really matter. But, obviously stay on water when you can rooms like this. I mean, you're just going to get beat up. But the bigger thing I want to show you in here is, okay, so if you got these guys, let's just... You can stay on these spots in these kind of rooms and just take them down. There's no shame in that. But also I want to show you some clipping opportunities. Like say you have some bubbles in the middle. And you want to get by them. There's clipping opportunities in here to where you miss them. So like sometimes you'll have just a bunch of red bubbles in here. And you can't get down, or you're over here, and there's many reasons that you can be stuck in these rooms, right? And you don't want to go on the actual tile. So I mean, you could simply do some clips, the ladder clips, which I haven't gone into deep in any of these videos, but you want to be 3/4 across the ladder, or like a 2/3 ish across the ladder. That's the visual right there. And you just do a down perpendicular flick or tap like that, and you know, you'll clip. So you do that, and then you can wiggle and get up and get across. So you can get over here. You need to do the clips to get over there, because normally from this spot you can't get to this door without doing some sort of clip. So the biggest thing is red bubbles. Say this is crawling with red bubbles here, and you don't want to get hit by one or some sort of enemy or whatever. Just do that clip. You can do it on the bottom too. So you just want to get this clip, and then you can come down, and then you can continue to keep going too. So I mean, all I'm telling you is that you can get through this room. It's weird. Once you get to the ladder, you have to kind of come off the ladder to get off, but not this room, but other rooms also that have water in it. Just use that as a backup strat. This is, you know, short and sweet, just something I'm throwing in there because I see people stuck sometimes. You know, you can even clip all the way around. So you have 3 bubbles in there and you can't get them out, and you need your sword because Ganon's on the other side or whatever it may be, and you just can't get through this middle area. I mean, just do those clips. So you can start off here. If I could actually do a flick, see I'm too far every time. See how I was like more than 2/3? The hard visual cue left to right, that's it right there. And you can just do one of those guys. And when you go on a ladder, see, it won't let you go up. So you got to go over a tile and then up to basically get off the ladder. So then we're here. Now we still have to skip this middle part. Do the same thing up here. Do the clip. I'm here. Like I said, once you're on this ladder, it won't let you go up right here. You just have to turn off the ladder and then you can go up. Just a little thing to navigate a Chevy room, and other water rooms too, you know, where some enemies are causing you a problem. Just use water to your advantage. I mean, some enemies obviously can go over water, you know, Wizrobes and Old's voice and things, but a lot of enemies cannot. So use water to your advantage when you can, and clipping's a big part of that. You can pretty much move wherever you want. Just learning that left to right clip. Alrighty, guys. I think this was kind of covered in Custom's video about clipping and whatnot. But since we're talking about being on water and clipping and things, we'll go really quick, just so it's all in one place here. So you can clip any way in water. The easiest way would be up. So obviously we can't clip up here because you have to clip down or up. Or excuse me, down or left or right. So me personally, being a vanilla guy, right to left is easiest for me because of a visual and the vanilla run. But you can clip either way. We'll start left to right. Basically, your visual here is like 2/3 across the ladder, so you could see I have a little plus sign when I'm right, but in the top left of my HUD here. But basically, see that's a sword pixel, so that would not work here. Basically, it's right there. You have to get kind of used to it. Like I can just kind of walk and get it usually first try because, you know, of experience. But once I'll give you a couple options of getting to this spot if you can't. But once you're on this spot, you need a perpendicular 1-frame tap. So some people use their finger and just do one of these guys. I personally am a flick guy. So a simple down flick on my controller. If you can see it, see my thumbs here. And I just flick down. So my thumb is right here, and I just flick down with a little bit of pressure, and boom, you get that clip there. Oh well, I'm not looking, so it didn't do it, but you can see what I'm doing. It's just a flick down on that and it's any perpendicular direction, so it could be down or up here. So I just flip, and there you go. Or you can do a tap. Just do one of these. Kind of tap until you get it, and there you go across. But that's how you go across in the tea room. And same thing left to right. You go right about hither, which is about 2/3 across. There's no really good visual cue doing this, so you just kind of eyeball it. I can just see that's the right spot because I've seen it so many times. But again, just a perpendicular 1-frame tap. I like to flick, boom, and you're in there. Now going up and down is much easier because there's a very, very good visual cue, and it's Link's head right on that top rung. I think we talked about this in another room, but again, just Link's head right there on that. You can see a little bit of the top rung. That's the right spot. And again, I do the same thing, a flick, but I do a flick where, you know, right. It has to be a perpendicular direction, so just a flick like that. Boom. As you can see, it took me a couple tries. I'm holding the controller weird. But same thing, you can do a click, a tap, or whatever you want to do. Now, down is a little more tricky. There's not a very good visual cue. I don't like to go down. I personally will just walk to the side and do it. But if you want to try to go down, the visual cue looks something like this. That's not it. That's not it. See, I can't even find it. It's right here. So whatever that looks like, it's basically Link's body is covering that second to top rung. I guess is the best way you can look at it. I don't know, it's not really a good visual, but same thing there, a perpendicular tap. So I would just do a flick right, like so, and then I can walk across. Now, if you can't get the clip, right? So these same flicks that we're doing, the 1-frame taps in order to get the clip, you can also do that to adjust. So say you walk over a little bit, and well, of course I walked right on the right one, so it's just muscle memory. But say you're too short, right? So obviously I'm not far enough. You can do those same flicks to move over 1 pixel at a time. See, there's one flick, and there's 2 flicks, and now I'm on the right pixel. I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just doing a little bit of a flick. It's hard to explain. I'll try to show it one more time. So when I'm flicking down, I'm coming down almost with my nail, not with my nail, with my thumb, and I just kind of flick down like that. Obviously, you're gonna have to practice, and I won't go any more into this because this was talked about in customs video. But just know, same with screen scrolls, that's how you can adjust. Same way you do your 1-frame taps to get the clip, you can do those same 1-frame taps to adjust to get on the right spot. Now, obviously, you're not going to have this little plus sign in the game that tells you if you're on the right pixel, so you just got to get used to the visual. But if you want to practice, you get the unpracticed ROM, the buffet ROM, which I'm on. Anytime it has that plus sign next to that 0-3 in the top left, that means you're on the right pixel. And that is a tea room. Okay, I do want to add one more thing here. So there's a weird thing where there's something called a 2-frame tap. So you need a 1-frame tap for these tricks to work. Now, it's hard for me to do a 2-frame tap on my own. Let's just get across here, but it's hard for me to do it on purpose. But if you do a 2-frame tap, so basically, say you're on the right pixel, right? And it looks like you did everything right. Link turned around, but you didn't go across. It didn't clip for whatever reason. That means you did a 2-frame tap. And when that happens, you need to respawn the ladder. I see that happening. Let me try to get a 2-frame tap. Okay, there we go. There's a 2-frame tap. So you see how Link turned around, so it looked like we should have been good, but we're not. That's because I did a 2-frame tap. Now, if I try to do this again, no matter what I do, it's never going to work. Never going to work. So if that ever happens, and you turn around and it looks like everything is good, just make sure you pull off the water and you respawn the ladder. And once you do that, then you can get back on, then you can do it again. Something worth noting, because I've seen people be on the struggle bus not understanding why it's not working. And it's because if you do that 2-frame tap, God bless it. If you do that 2-frame tap, you got to despawn the ladder. Now, if you do it like here and you're doing it on the wrong pixel, something like that, then you're okay. Then you can still try it. And you can be okay. You should be. Or even then going up and down is a problem. Left and right you can. But either way, if you mess it up, just be safe and get rid of the ladder and it should work. Like here, let's try a 2-frame tap, or let's try it. So like right here, okay, I missed it. That's fine. I think going left or right, you can still correct it. Yeah, but going up and down, you can't correct that. But either way, if you do a 2-frame tap where he turns around and for whatever reason you don't get it, just to be safe, despawn the ladder, and then try again. Alright, we're going to talk a little bit about candle strats here. This could be for, we'll say for swordless. But it could be a combination of swordless and swordless and candle. But a lot of things, this is a little thing I see people do. Like say you're playing swordless, or you're just trying to have some good candle strats. I see a lot of people coming and hitting stuff like that. Trying to fight enemies with candles by doing that. And in the middle of the room and that, like, what you want to do with a candle? I mean, it seems self-explanatory, but a lot of people don't do it. You want to group them up against the wall. So if you need to use your sword to get them over the wall, or even a candle to get them up against the wall. But let me get a weaker sword so I don't kill these guys easily. Really quick. But you want to get them up against the wall, get them grouped up against the wall, and start going that way. So look, these guys here. Look, let's get a few over here. You know what I mean? Get them against the wall, couple sword screens, then get them. I'm gonna fill them up again. But get them against the wall. Let's say we're doing just candle combat. We have no sword. So get them in a way where you get them down there. Get them down there. Get a few down there. Get them against the wall, right? Don't just sit in the middle and blow them all different ways. Find the ones that are against the wall. Get them, or blow them. Shoot them against the wall like that. And man, I wish these guys didn't die so easily. All right, now we're gonna get Lionels this time and see if we can get more. Basically, you don't want to just stand in the middle of the room and hit them all over the place. Get them grouped up. And use that candle versus the wall. So here we go. Got some in the bottom here. And get these guys hit up to the wall. Boom. And don't try not to get hit. Come around the outside of them to get them to a wall. Right? Don't use your candle fire in the middle of the room. Get them into a wall. That should make sense. Hopefully this is helping. So this is a volume 2, so it's a little bit more advanced stuff just to make you go faster. I'm gonna walk around here for a minute, right? So rather than try to hit these guys across the room, or come up to this guy and hit him up, like what's that doing? That's just getting them away from you, and that's scattering people more. That's scattering people more. Find groups of them. And get them in a spot where you can get a bunch down. See, look at these guys over here in the corner. See how I kind of patiently waited and got them all over there? And now that they're going up, a couple sword swings, and then get them up there. See, like that candle right there was a bad candle flame right there. I shouldn't have thrown that one. It was a waste. You want to get your sword to get them over there. And then get the candle and get them into the wall. I mean, there's so much time you guys can save doing this stuff. So much time. If I get hit, I'm dead. So you can get them down, get them next to a wall. Even if you have to walk around them to get them next to a wall. Like get these guys. There's 2 together. Get them against the wall. 3 of them. Now we got against the wall. Just a little bit better way to use your candle, and especially if you're only having a candle, like if that's all that you have. Like when I see swordless stuff, you know, I don't play swordless a lot, but some people do. We'll go swordless here on the last one. So rather than just like throwing guys in the middle here, like let's find them, let's get them to walls. There we go. And remember the tricks I showed in the first video where you're safe to the right of them. So like right now, this is not ideal. I'm on the wrong side. I want to get in this side. There we go. Get him against the wall. Bam. See what I mean? One more time, I'll show you. And we're swordless here, okay? Walk around them if you have to get them to a wall. You don't want to blow them to the middle like that. See that? That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to do that guy right there and throw him in the middle. I mean, you can sometimes, but if you want to go fast, get in good areas here. Don't get hit like that. See that? I'm getting into areas where I can get them both on walls like that. Get these guys up here. Stay in the safe spot over there and boom, get them. Hopefully that helps a little bit. That's just a little thing that I was thinking of as when I was watching new people. You know, just when candle strats, just staying in the middle of the road, kind of throwing candles this way, this way, this way, this way. You want to try to route around them to where you get multiple of them or groups of them against walls. Because the more you're just throwing candle flames around the middle, different directions, and you're throwing these guys all these different ways, then you're going to get shot at from a bunch of different ways. It's just not ideal. Okay, and why we're talking about you know, going faster per room, because you know the good players do the same amount of rooms much faster. And these little things you got to learn to go faster. You know, get these guys grouped up, and get these guys instead of blowing, you know, Lionels across the room, make a little circle around them to get it so you're blasting them to the wall. Little things like that. But on that same thought, we're going to talk about bombs. Be more liberal with bombs. Like I can't select swap because I'm on the ROM. But man, I don't care if it's lower enemies, if it's enemies that are pretty easy, like if you get a bunch of you know, moblins or something. If you got 4 or 5 of them lined up, throw a bomb down. Use them. You can get more bombs. You can learn the force. You can get the drops. Just use those bombs. So we're gonna more focus on bomb combat in this one. So we get these guys together. I mean, get on these middle tiles. Remember how I told you earlier? Look at that. Look at that. You see that? I mean, just it's worth 2 bombs I just used in that room and did it in mere seconds. So do not be afraid to use those bombs. And again, this is not just with Lionels. This is with anything. That was a bad bomb there, but look, I mean, just it's worth using a couple bombs. I mean, you can take some down as you're going too, but it's worth this using a couple bombs to get them out. I mean, look how fast we're doing this room compared to a sword. I mean, let's try to sword them down. Use sword only here, and you got to be kind of safe using the sword. We can use the tricks if we need. You know, the tricks that I told you guys in the first videos is basically to stay safe, right? Stay in those safe areas if you need. Like right here, we can stay to the right. They're not going to hurt us. Well, that guy got to the right of me there, but you know, we still took it down pretty fast with beams. Nothing crazy, but all right. 31 seconds. 31 seconds. Now let's just throw. We only have 2 bombs. Let's say we're gonna have more bombs. You kind of don't want to use your last bomb sometimes, but I mean, if you have 2 bombs, we can use a bomb or 2 and make this room go twice as fast. Get them together. Whoops. Throw that bomb in the middle there. That's 7 seconds. I mean, I did get hit. You don't really want to get hit trying to go fast. But we're talking about 7 seconds to 30 seconds. add up how many rooms you guys are playing a game. I mean, of course you can't willy-nilly throw bombs on every enemy. But when you have enemies like this, a bunch of Lionels in a room, use those bombs. I mean, we're talking, we just saved 23 seconds in one room just by throwing a bomb or two down. Just something to think about. And again, that's not just for Lionels. Another good thing is the bombs are Zols. Zols are great to bomb because they break apart, and that's just extra 2 more sword, at least 1 or 2 sword swings per swing per one. Moblins are great because they drop bombs too. So if you can try not to get hits, the same enemies in here on each one, but you know, usually there's a bunch of different type of enemies. So you know, if we do blue moblins here, I mean, same thing. Let's try to sort them down. Even if I group them up. Especially these guys. They're going to drop you bombs a lot, you know? See, there's a bomb drop already. Alright, 20 seconds. And we got 2 bomb drops. So we could have used 8 bombs and been even on bombs and saved who knows how much time. So we're a little over 20 seconds there. Do the same thing and just using a bomb or 2, not a lot. Get them together. Grab these guys. Oops, I didn't have my bombs. Obviously I don't have select swap on, so select swap doesn't take any extra time to just swap to the bombs. And remember to bomb on those full tiles. You're going to get giant radius. If you're bombing on these full tiles right here, you're going to get 9 tiles of damage. I mean, get these guys, man. Look at these guys. Look how many we got sitting right here. That was a terrible bomb. Well, okay, see, I mean, even then, that was like a horrible room. But I still saved 6 seconds on that room, and I still got my bombs back. And that was like very bad. It's mainly when they're groups, you know, when you're going into a room and you see 3 or 4 or 5 enemies grouped together, throw those bombs down. Just let them fly, man. Let them fly. Hit something together here. Throw a bomb there. Throw a bomb there. Bomb there. And I mean, look, and there's 13 seconds. So we saved 7 seconds. And those are terrible bombs, by the way. I'm not even giving you good examples. But it's just proving a point here. I mean, and I still have 7 bombs. So long story short, use bombs for combat. If you want to get fast, you got to start using bombs for combat. Force if you need. That can't be stated enough to force bombs if you need. But yeah, just use bombs, especially on enemies that go down with 1 bomb and they're grouped up. It's just gonna save you so much time. All right, ran over on bombs and candle. Ran over. All right, we're gonna talk a little bit about A plus B. So you can stack damage. I'm sure a lot of people know this. Some people might not. But if you press A and B on the same frame, you can stack damage. So you're going to get basically max damage with this thing. Now, a couple things here. Now, you have to be pretty confident in using it if you have wood sword and wand. Because if your A and B is not frame perfect, then you can get the wood sword damage instead of the wand damage. So at first, maybe while you're getting used to it, I mean, I do with wood sword and wand because I'm confident in my A plus Bs. But the best time to use A plus B, in my opinion, is when you have white sword and wand, because they both do 2 damage. So if you mess up and you're not actually getting the A plus B, you're still going to get 2 damage on one of them, right? So it's not really going to hurt you at all. If you're not doing it properly. But basically, you know, you can do it however you want. I do a straight. I just use both my thumb and hit them both at the same time. And you can see my input reader. But there's also people use their 2 fingers. So your pointer finger and your middle finger to do this A plus B. I find that awkward. So I do my thumb. I just do like I'm just very deliberate with my thumb. And I make sure I flatten my thumb out. And I make sure that I'm hitting both at the same time. Now again, with the wand and the white sword, there's really nothing to lose, A plus being, because even if you don't do it right, one of the 2 you're going to get damage from, and they both do 2 HP. But I strongly suggest doing A plus B with the wand and the white sword, and then practice if you want to do it with either wand and mags. Wand and mags is the same thing. If you accidentally don't do it right, then you're going to get the 2 damage from the wand instead of the 3 from the mags. Or if you do it correctly, you're going to get 5 damage. So same with the wood sword and the wand. If you're not doing it correctly, the wood sword could be the one that's actually doing the damage. So you're going to be losing damage. So either way, with the wand and the white sword, there's absolutely nothing to lose. So we're going to stick with talking about that. You absolutely need to go ahead and try. You might as well. See, like that one, you can see my input reader, how they're simultaneously getting hit. And that's just how, again, I'm using the flat thumb. You have to be kind of deliberate with it. But you can see how much faster we can take these down using this A plus B. This is also helpful with we see it's just a massive amounts of damage, you know, 14 seconds and those guys are gone with those A plus Bs. This is also can help when you have vires that aren't rolled up, right? So vires are going to be 4 HP. So a good way to test whether your A plus B is working is to throw some vires in there and see if they're splitting. If they're splitting, you're not hitting them frame perfectly. If you're killing them, then you're obviously getting that 4 damage. So let's kill these guys one more time, just a real quick. And again with these, you know, you can want to stay to the. If you're worried about health, I'm just killing them fast. Not worried about health, even though I should be. You know, a nice easy 12 seconds there. But if you're worried about health, just like we talked about in the first video, just stay to the right of those Lionels. Now their beam can't hurt you as long as you're to the right of them and on those half tiles. But really quick, let's throw in some vires. Because if you're getting the stack damage here, it'll kill them in one hit. So obviously if you hit them with just your sword, you're gonna get a, you know, boom, you're gonna knock them across the room, get 2 bats. Now here, see if I can, bam, see that? Took him out. And that's a good A plus B. That was a bad one. Good one. Good one. Good one. See, I got a bomb there. That's why they're so important too. If you need bomb drops. So just practice with those. Throw some vires in the room and practice your A plus B. See if I can get them all. Nope, missed one. Well, that's because my wand beam got one, to be fair. But just keep practicing with these guys with your A plus B, and if they go down, then you're doing it properly. Now I'm gonna go slower and make sure that I actually A plus B them all, and the wand fire doesn't hit anybody. See, wand fire hit that guy, and that guy was too close. So basically, the wand has a bigger hitbox. So if they're a certain way away, like if the vires are a certain distance away, you're just going to get the wand damage because the wand hitbox is crazy. So the wand hitbox will hit the vire, but the sword won't. So with the vires, you want to make sure you're close to them so your sword and your wand gets the damage. It's like that. The reason why that didn't work was because the vire was so far from me. So the wand with the bigger hitbox hit the vire first, so he split. So with the vires, you want to get up in them Get up in their grill, and bam, A+ BM. In their grill, A+ BM. Alright, now this is a weird one. I almost didn't put this in the video because it's so inconsistent, let's say. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty about why it works, but we're going to talk about safe zones in here with these statues. So essentially, these statues, they're really weirdly worked into the game. They're kind of on their own timer and their own whatever, but basically they have safe zones where if both of their safe zones, so you can kind of walk around them without getting like blasted. Like, I think that's the reasoning why. But essentially, if those two safe zones line up in a few spots where they won't shoot at you, so you can see you're safe on this middle line here. The problem is, you kind of got to stay on this middle line. Because if you go on either side of it, they'll start shooting. They can start shooting at you again. Sometimes you'll be safe in here. See, like, look, I'm chilling for a while, nothing's happening. Eventually, they'll shoot at me. There it is. But the only real safe zone is going to be that middle tile right in between them. So you could stay on this middle tile, and you don't want to go higher than this either. You get a little too higher, and it'll start shooting you again. See, there we go. But there is this middle single half tile here that you're pretty safe. So if you can get up in here and just start getting guys against the wall, get here, here, here. Just about once, I'm just warning you, once you start moving left and right, or even trying to sword left and right, there's a chance it'll shoot at you. But you're normally pretty safe in here. Like, so not completely safe on the full tiles, and pretty damn safe on the half tiles here. And it's weird how it kind of, it'll, unless it decides to shoot at you earlier than it shoots at you, if that makes sense. So you could be on a safe zone and still get shot at because it's already decided to shoot at you, if that makes sense. Like if you're over here and boom, walk up in here. That timing didn't work out. But sometimes that could happen. You're like, what the hell? I was standing right here on the middle tile. So just something to think about. Again, it's not perfect, but usually as long as you stay on this middle half, see right there, it fired at me. It's not perfect, but usually right in this area, you're okay. So if you're trying to avoid these Beamos or these fireballs with a bunch of enemies, you can try to get into this little area in here and take down some enemies without the fireballs giving you crap. Again, there's way more details to this and why it works and how the safe zones overlap. I'm not going to get into all that. I got into probably more than I even wanted to. Just basically, this little area right here is pretty safe. You're likely not going to get shot at. And we'll leave it at that. Alright. Alright, and one more quick thing we're going to talk about for two reasons. It's going to involve Patra as one, because it's helpful on Patras, but it's also helpful in general. Sword whipping. So when you whip your sword back, like so when you press A and up to stab someone, and a very quick flick back. What that does is, with your sword alone, that causes you to be able to do more sword swings at once. Not at once, more sword swings per second. So like, if you just stab in this room, your cadence, you only stab a certain amount of quickness. But when you do a whip, you see that? You can sword a lot faster. So you can put out more damage in a smaller amount of time. So when you're coming up, whip up, whip up, whip up. See that whip? That whip, that'll allow you, so like when you're fighting Darknuts, for example, you saw me earlier in the video, I'm doing the, maybe I'll throw some Darknuts and chill. But the other reason why I'm bringing this up is for wand fire. You need to do whips for wand fire. If you got an enemy in front of you and you just hit them with the wand, the fire is going to stop on the enemy and you're going to be stuck, especially in a room like this. Which there's no enemies in rooms like this, but somewhere with short corridors like a basement, like an item basement, it's a perfect place to do a fire whip. Like if there's a keys in your way, if you just use the wand, you're you're going to slow yourself down big time because you can't get by the fire and it's going to knock you back. So you got to get used to doing those whips. But another reason why I brought it up right now is because it's also very useful on these Patras. So we're going to go back to Patra 2D real fast. Or sorry, Patra 3D. And show you at first how wand fire can jack you up big time. And obviously this is the wand with the book. So if you don't have the book, this is all irrelevant. You don't need to worry about this. This is when you have the book. But you know, in randomizer, the book can be maps and things that are understand old men. So it can be very important. So there's reasons to pick up the book. So this guy, if you just go in and try to hit him like this, and your fire is gonna be all up in your grill. See, like that, and you kind of can't stay with them. Now the fire just keeps kind of blocking you. See that? And you gotta. I mean, it's actually not that bad. You can still. I mean, I made that look kind of easy, but you know, still it can be annoying. Trust me. That wasn't that annoying that time. The fire wasn't quite as annoying as it normally is. But trust me when I say, anybody will tell you fighting Patras with the wand and fire is a pain in the ass. See, if you come in here and just hit, see the fire's gonna keep stopping right there and sometimes even closer to you. But you know, the thing is the Patra is moving left. The Patra keeps moving left, that's why it's not seeming that bad. But if the Patra was moving right on me, I would have to keep moving right, and I would keep bumping into my wand fire. So let me try to get the Patra to do something different here. I don't know if I'm on the buffet, it's gonna keep doing the same thing every time. As long as it's going away from you, it's not that big of a deal. You don't want to fight this guy from this way, but go away from me. Again, he's not really going. Oh, there he goes. See how he's going away? Now the fire's getting in my way. Anywho, long story short, how do you say that? Long story short, use whips. Get your fire out of your way. Fire will never be a problem. Now this is especially helpful in basements with geese and stuff. But get in here. I almost looked better without the whips, didn't I? Patra's not the best guy to show the to whip fire away, but it's just something you should know for two reasons. One, that you can use your weapons faster when you do a whip, and two, if you have fire, you want to bring that fire away from your enemies. Like, let's throw some actual enemies in here. I don't even care what enemies. Let's just find something. Let's see what these guys are. One. Okay. I only had one. I forgot I only had set to one enemy. Anyways, I'm gonna cut that part out. You get the idea. Just use whips. The only other thing with the wand and the fire, the one thing it can be helpful for is Lanmolas. So Lanmolas, you want to stay away from them and hit them with the beam, and that fire will light them up. Other than that, fire on the wand is just terrible. But just remember the sword whips, and remember that they can be helpful versus Lanmolas. Other than that, we're done talking about the wand. I feel like this was a bad segment, but we're going to leave it in just because who cares? Alright, guys. Alright, and just to kind of show the sword whipping, since I kind of talked about it, and now I feel dumb that it wasn't very informative, or maybe even sensical. Forget the wand, we're just going to use this sword on some Darknuts. And here's what the sword whipping does. Normally if I just go hit once, I have to hit them. Then it'll take me a while to hit again. But when you do sword whips, much quicker. Much quicker to get these guys. You get way more sword swings in per second. I don't know if you can tell, but that's what those whips do. And especially if you got a bunch of them around you, you can get 1, 2, and you can get things on both sides of you. Like this. So if you have them on like both, let's see if I can get some in between me. You do it on Wizrobes too. There's strats in the vanilla game, in the vanilla run, where you can literally, and it's Magical Breakfast too, where you do a nice sword whip to start off, where you come through, and there's a Wizrobe. There's a blue one that comes up above you, a tile here, and there's one that comes below you, and they kind of crisscross, and you come in here and you do a whip like that, bam, bam, and you get them both. And it's just a good way to start off that combat. So if you have Darknuts on both sides, you ever hear anything and you do that whip, see that how I'm getting both tiles? You can just get both at once. So not only does it make you be able to swing faster, more quickly, more swings per second, but also you get things behind you too. But you don't really look for that. It's not like you're trying to get in between them, but it just kind of happens naturally when they group up. Well, and that's it. I'm done talking about freaking sword whips. I really feel like it shouldn't even be in here, but there's no way I'm taking it out now. But alright, rock and roll, guys. Alright, now we're going to talk about Patra. Patras are pretty simple. You know, I wasn't even going to do, because there's not a whole lot to them, but it was requested. So here we go. There's a couple things about Patra. First of all, this Patra is a 3D Patra. It has two different ways it can come at you. It's got the circle way like that. See that? And then it'll start spinning kind of at a, I don't know, elliptical, whatever you want to call that. That's why they call it the 3D one. The two things, you want to fight this guy from the left. Reason being, there's hitbox reasons, plus if you fight him from the right, weird things can happen. Let's just see if we can make it happen first. But essentially, if you kill him in the wrong time, well, first of all, each one of these Patrites, there's one master in the satellites. And that means if you kill that master, the rest of them don't die or anything, but it sticks it into whatever pattern it's in. It's more useful in the other Patra, because you want to keep it to a small circle rather than the big expando one. But it also has the same thing here. So if you kill that one, you don't know which one it is, whatever way it's moving, it's going to stay moving that for the rest of the time. Now, if you kill this guy, if you kill that certain one at a certain time from the right side, you will make this Patra go bananas. And it will start throwing Patrites, or let's call them satellites, up into the HUD. They'll start screen scrolling on you. Then they'll just be everywhere, and it's a giant mess. You don't want that to happen. And that happens when you're fighting them from the right, and you kill them. I believe something to do with when you kill the master, but I forget if it's on the spinny cycle or this cycle. Let's see. Oh, now I killed too many of them. Let's see if I can make it happen. So I think, okay, so it didn't happen there. I kind of want to show it. I want you to see it happen so you understand why you don't want it to happen. But really, first to show them how to kill him, you want to stay to the right. So you're going to get him in a circle. I mean, obviously when he's spinning this way, it's a little harder to read. See, I just took a hit. I'm going to go with the wood sword. It's pretty easy with the mags. The only reason I have mags right now. See, that one I didn't kill the main till the very end because it switched on me at the end. But let's try to kill him from the right. I can do some cutting here and get him to do the weird thing. Okay, we got it. We kind of got it. There's only one left right now, but for some reason we got it. So what did I do to get to that? Okay, you see this guy? How he just, oh, look at him all over the place. Usually there's more left when this happens, but you can see it. You see it. Look at that guy. He's just crazy all over the place. Up in the HUD. Not even close to the Patra down here. That's it. That's what we're looking for here. This is what you don't want to happen. I'm kind of glad it only happened with one, because then I can dodge it and show you how long it happens. But look at this guy. I mean, he's just all over the place. See him up way up there in the HUD. Then he gets back closer to him. And it's not even circling the Patra anymore. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. So that's the craziness we are looking to avoid. And I think it's actually even we've waited long enough. Now it's back to him. Look at that. So eventually it'll go back to where it needs to be. Nope, there it goes crazy again. Let's see. Yeah, now it's below him again. It's just okay. So something like that can happen. Look, it's screen scrolling up top up there. That's what you don't want to happen. That's why you don't want to fight from the right. All right. Now we pretty much got it. Now we got to kill this guy somehow. Try to get him from the bottom. This is what you don't want to happen. And this is just one. Okay, we got him. That can happen with a crap load of them. And it's just not good. You don't want it to happen. That's why you fight from the left. Anyways. Well, now that we've got through that part. We'll go back. We'll give ourselves a regular sword here. Just so I can get more hits on them to kind of show you where to duck and weave and this and that. But yeah, you know, obviously it's easier. I like to stay at 4.5 tiles. Doesn't really matter. Depends on the way he's going. And if if you get you to the right like this, just try to stay in the bottom of them. Just still try to stay from the left, right? Or stay away from the right. You want that craziness to happen again. I kind of want to wait. You want to wait until he does this guy, man. Try to catch him. Try to catch him in the circle one instead of the one, all around. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Just as long as you just try to stay out from the right, try to stay to the left. You can always use iframes to get through some of his, we can try some of that. Let's try to, use some iframes if you get stuck in a corner or whatever. You can use your sword, to use iframes to get through them. So let's try something like that if we get stuck. If he comes over here, gets stuck. I mean, obviously it's going to be hard. Or you're here, you can get through them. With this version, it's hard. It's going to be like down here. Like I could use iframes to get across. I mean, it's very difficult with this many though. We're going to get rid of somebody. Don't fight him from the left. Don't fight him from the right. Don't fight him from the right. Don't fight him from the right. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't do what I'm doing right now. I mean, sometimes you get stuck over here and it just is what it is. Okay. I want to get a few left so I can show you there are some iframes. That you can use if he happens to stick you somewhere. Let me get rid of a couple more. Basically, you're just stuck in it. You're just using... Oops. I'm getting hit on purpose there. So yeah, if you are stuck somewhere, I mean, you can get through them. Like, oh man, boom. See that? And I'm just trying to show you, it can work. The Expando Patra is where you're going to use iframes more often than not, though. But that's as much as we're going to get into. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell you for Patras. These guys just try to stay to the left. We're going to talk. We've already talked about sword. Swings. You get more swings in with whips. But that's all we're really going to go through for Patra, 3D Patra. Now we'll really quick go to 2D Patra, or aka Expando Patra. Alright, now we're going to deal with the Expando. This is the more annoying of the two. Pretty simple though, just wait till he does. You're going to do his 3 pumps, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to run in and start getting your wax. Really easy with mags here. We'll show you how it's easy with mags. Let's see that we didn't kill the middle one. So basically how this works these expandos or the satellites. Same with the other ones. If you kill the right one, it's going to stay in a mode. So you don't want to kill while it's expanding. You don't want to kill the master because then it's going to stay in that expando mode the whole time and it's a pain in the ass. So we'll do it with mags a couple more times just to show kind of how to get in and out and try to show you that once you kill the master, it'll stay small. But then we'll use the wood sword. And there's some ways to use iframes if you get stuck in corners and stuff, but mainly just stay the hell away from them. 1, 2, 3, follow them in after 3 and start going to town. Now let's see if we took out, we still again did not take out the master. And that was a fast expando too. So sometimes it happens, like we should have had more time there. Sometimes if you kill a certain one or in a certain way, usually in my head I can get like 10, 12 sword flicks in before I have to get the heck out of there. But sometimes after only a couple sword hits, it'll just re-expand on you and then you're screwed. I mean, there's nothing you can really do. You just got to take the bop. It's just unlucky. Well, let's just go ahead and go down to our regular sword. This is too easy with mags and show some going in and out on this guy. Remember, if you get stuck in a corner, and the expando gets too close to you when it's expanding, you can use your sword as some iframes to try not to get hit if you're stuck in a corner. That's the biggest tip I can give you. Otherwise, just time these 3 pulses up. You're gonna see 1, 2, 3. After the third one, start running in. Almost follow that third pulse in. So you can be right there when it's small and just start whacking away. I get maybe, I don't know, let's just say 10 sword swings in. I kind of have a thing in my head that I count, and then get out of there, you know? So we got 1, 2, 3. This is a weird one because he's right in the goddamn middle. That's not where you want him to be. Okay, there's the 3. See, I did 9 there. See, and I used iframes there to not get hit. Okay. All right, we stuck him. So that's ideal right there. We killed the main one that affects the rest of the body. So now it's just stuck in the small mode forever. Now it's easy peasy. Now you just go in and tear him up. You won't always get that lucky. And that's why you don't want to kill him in the expando mode, because if you do that, it's going to just stay expando mode forever, and it's a lot harder to kill that way. So get in there, get as many as you can. Hope you get the one, the master, and then you're good to go. And then obviously just, get in here and finish them off. So always when your sword, your sword edge goes a little farther than you think. So you stay away from them. Don't get too close. Not that this guy, I only ever got hit by the body. I was just talking about the Patrice, but then walked right into the body. Okay, so let's see that one more time. Let them expand, and obviously go to the bigger part of the room. I'm gonna come bottom here because I know I want to go right. Got about 10 swings in, 2, 3, and we're back in. Get out. You can be as aggressive or as little or not. Start coming back in. Did we get lucky again? No, we didn't. So see, I didn't get the master, so it's going to keep going. So that's when you use iframes there if you need to, because I'm kind of stuck in a corner here. Uh-oh, right here. And that's Patra. 2D. Pretty easy. This guy's easy. Just finish him off. Some sword swings. And there's not much else to talk about. It doesn't matter whether you're right or left from Expando Patra. It won't do anything funky like the 3D Patra that will have the guy fly all over the screen, the HUD, and everything else. So basically, just come in, hit him when he's low, and then be on a side of him to where you can get out of there the right way. So if he's like bottom left, you want to hit him like kind of on the top or left so you can get out of there to the bigger side of the room, right? If he's right here, you don't want to be coming in right here hitting him, because then your bone try to get out of here. You're gonna get stuck when he expands. Just try to stay on the side of him where you have the most open room, if that makes sense. he's in the middle, you're kind of screwed. You just kind of guess. I'll kind of move around him sometimes. Like, okay, he's here. He's moving left. He's moving left. Let's kind of come around, bottom around. But you got to expect Expando and go to the most area that you have, you know, like that, if that makes sense. So obviously you can, you know, with wand and things like that, you can use stack damage on the Patrites, but really this is just a sword enemy. Sword, wand, white sword, whatever. Take those Patrites down and hopefully stick them into the small circle phase. But that's pretty much it for a Patra. Can't think of really anything else to cover for it, so good deal. And this is just I'm not even going to show you anything, just a general tip to kind of finish things off. We talked earlier about bombs and using bombs on certain enemies, really to go so much faster and to be liberal on those bombs. Again, you could accidentally force bombs or get global bombs doing that. But one thing I want to say in addition to that is use your arrows when you have them. There's so much money in these seeds, especially if you're playing first quest, first mixed quest, which 95% of the time we are. Even in second quest, with second quest money and one big secret, there's not a whole lot of seeds where you have real money problems. Remember, the name of the game here, folks, is to go fast. If you have arrows, especially if you have silvers. If you have silvers, you have 4 DPS per rupee at your disposal. You use those rupees. There's nothing more important, you know, unless there's a required meat block or something that happens once every 500 seeds. Use those arrows. If you have the bow and you have arrows, you spray those bad boys. Spray them. Of course, on different enemies, it makes less sense. Like, don't go spraying them on Vires, and they're going to split apart anyways. But all I'm saying is, you're trying to win, right? We're playing this game to try to win. Or for most people are trying to go fast. I don't want to speak for everyone, but if you have arrows, especially silvers, spray them. If you have bombs, use them. You know, don't go overboard. If it's your last bomb, don't go bombing 4 Zols. But I'm saying in general, if you're 4 and above, use those bombs and learn to force. I mean, and there's so much money in the game too. Like, if you just get a little bit better at combat, use these 2 combat videos and get hit less. I mean, every 10th enemy gives you a $5. Plus all the money we have on the overworld. So my biggest, I guess, tip to leave you with is be aggressive. Be aggressive with your resources. Use arrows. Use bombs. Even to go a little further, use keys. I'm guilty sometimes of walking around 5 extra rooms because I want to save a key when I have 5 keys. Forget that. Use your key. Sometimes it'll burn you. You know what? But we're trying to go fast. So I think that's all I got for you guys. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And catch you later.